I figured I would give everybody a little homestead update. We've been busy the last while. We have Ruger and Bear over here. Bear likes to give kisses. He's such a good boy. We've been busy though the last few weeks. Things have really come to life. So you can see everything's turning green. We finally have leaves on the trees. We've mowed our grass a few times. We finally got the garden tilled. It's up there. We got it re-fenced. Just recently, over the past weekend, we redid all of our flower beds. So I'll show you what those look like. In other videos, we've talked about how we are in the lumber industry. So this year, we decided to use actual tree bark. It's not dyed, it's just taken straight from the tree, ground up, and that's all that's left. So that's what we used this year. Now in our flower beds out front here, we have 4 giant beds, and we have a mix of, these are juniper pine. I'm not exactly sure what these are, but we have 3 really big bushes of that. I just transplanted this hosta, and I have a butterfly weed coming up. I think it's called butterfly weed, butterfly flower. It's coming up here, so I put this tomato trellis in between just to keep my dog from laying in there. That, I believe, is either a bleeding heart or a peony. I'm not sure. It's its first year. We got all of our solar lights put out. Thank you to my mom. She's over on Nani's Life, as you know, as a Dollar Tree hauler. Got some tall grasses, and we have a dandelion coming up through. They'll get several feet tall. We have more of that butterfly weed. And then I have a few different types of hostas. This is a mystery plant. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to let it go and see if it blooms. So a couple different types of hosta. I have some boxwood plants that I'm trying to rejuvenate. This little guy got really frozen the one year, and I had to trim him way back. So they're coming back to life. We have, this is another type of pollinator flower. I'm not sure what that's called either, but I know that it blooms as well. These are a type of lily. So we have a lily. We have some type of ground cover here. I forget the name of this, but it spreads all over the place. It's come over here. So that stuff, it just goes and goes and goes. We had bought 2 plants of that originally, 2 pots. You can see it just keeps going. And I kind of love it because it's really this beautiful yellowy green color. It's super soft. It's not jagged. It just keeps growing everywhere. It provides a really nice ground cover. So we have that here. And you guys can see our landscaping has really been pretty simple. All of these stones were from here on the homestead. So everything here is, we try to reuse and repurpose as much as we can. We've carried that design the whole way down and around, and then I'll show you even out front here of the pool how we laid the stone. In this second flower bed here, I just have these 4 really big peonies and a little bit of that ground cover again. Everything is just with the bark. You can see little bits of the other mulch that we had underneath, and it had turned this really, really dark gray color, and there was no life left in it. So it was time to do something different. We applied this bark about 3 to 4 inches thick. You can see how we have taken that natural stone effect and we've wrapped it around the front. It just helps contain all that bark. And then even the shape of the sidewalk, we tried to have a more organic flow. I told my landscaper, he's a local business owner and a really good friend of ours. I told him one of my biggest concerns was having it feel too crisp and clean. I wanted it to flow very organically. and he did that amazingly. A lot of these plants are from when he originally landscaped, and some have been moved around, some have been taken out, and things have replaced it. This has been an ongoing project now for probably 8 or 9 years, I'd say. It just seems like every year we do something a little different. So this is our third flower bed here. More of that natural stone. It goes the whole way down our steps. More of those boxwoods. And then I also have a beautiful hydrangea that was originally 1, and now I'm up to 3. 1 is not doing very well. I'll show you that in a few minutes, but that's the first. More of that ground cover. This is a very, very big lavender bush. This is a Japanese maple. I did trim this pretty far back, and it's just kind of its own little creature now. But my dog Bear, he absolutely loves it because he can fit underneath there, and it's a nice shady spot for him too. So there is the second hydrangea. Its flowers are a bluish color. It's really beautiful. I believe this is called an elephant ear hosta. It is a new planting, as well as this hosta here. I'm not sure what it's called. This is another lavender, and it has just kind of gone crazy. More of the grass, the tall grass, and then we have 4 of these, whatever these hedges are. I'm not even sure what they are, but they turn a really beautiful red color in the fall. And you can see here our steps. We carry that natural stone straight down and around. And this is our 4th and final flower bed. We have more of that natural stone. We have 2 more great big peonies. Probably in the fall I'm going to split all 6 of my peony plants. So they grow so well here. I just love them. Now in between a lot of these plants, well, first I should say you can see how that natural stone, we've continued it the whole way down and around the pool deck here. We just love to use whatever is available here on the farm. So I have, if you remember from back in the other video, it was all about starting seeds for the garden. This is the flower bed that I plant a lot of my herbs. So I have comfrey growing in here, and my dog was in and scratched a lot of that up, but I have more plants underneath that bark. I'll have to dig them out. But I have comfrey there. This is lox, and I have gladiolas coming up. They're the tall blades. Those are all gladiolas, a flowering plant. And then I also have evening primrose. So this is evening primrose, gladiolas, more comfrey, more evening primrose. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It gets a beautiful little purple flower though. Nice little clumping of gladiolas, more evening primrose or comfrey. This is evening primrose, gladiolas, some of that. And apparently something has been digging in my bark. I have to fix all that up too. Just more of the same. This is motherwort. This is that 3rd hydrangea I had told you about that wasn't doing very well. I am gonna leave it though. Sometimes things look dead on the surface, but underneath the roots are still doing well, and you never know if it may get another bud or not. So just leave it, see if it comes to life. I have a pansy here. This was London's Mother's Day gift to me. She grew it at school. And then over here, this is where we get into more serious herb territory. I have chamomile, thyme, sage. I believe these are echinacea, marshmallow, oregano, and rosemary. And then I also have There's something growing here. I can't remember what it is. It was one of those things that the kids got in their Easter basket from my mom, and we, for the life of us, can't remember what it is. So you have to wait for it to get a bit bigger. You can see that I have some chicken wire over this. This is the side of the flower bed that I can't see very well, and my chickens are notorious for getting in there and scratching around and making a really big mess of things. So I put this wire on there. It's a temporary thing. I just have it zip tied to a couple of the rails, and it just keeps the chickens from being jerks. But you can see how we wrap that stone the whole way around. It's a really nice, natural looking, cost-effective flower bed. So that is what we have happening here on our homestead in terms of all our flower beds.